And sorry you're not going to have the little picture over here, guys. I want to make a doorway over this. So, what I thought was, first off, I want to have my, where to put it, right here, my 1/2 inch. Okay, so there is my flap for my door. Then I cut this piece out. Now it's only a partial, but, and I want it to be, so I'm leaving a blue edge here and a blue edge here because I want this piece to be within, you know, this door. So then I'm going to make a mark just like that. And then I'm going to line this up until I get it where it makes sense over here. And I'm going to finish it off. There we go. And I made sure I left the same blue edge. Alright, so now on this side, I want to have a little blue edge. So let's see where I end up. So I'm going to have to move it a little bit. So I want a little blue edge. And that's probably too much. There. Okay. Yeah, that looks good. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and cut my 1/2 inch off here. Alright. And that page will be used for something later. And I didn't quite leave myself a 1/2 inch there. Didn't pay much attention to that one. There we go. Okay. So now I can go ahead and erase my pencil marks. Well, I do need to cut around here, so let's leave the pencil marks. Okay, so I am just going to start where I think it's leaving that little blue edge, and I'm just going to do the best I can on leaving a little blue edge around here. I would like to start and finish in the same spot. So let's see. I started right in the middle of those two, so I want to end right in the middle of those two. Okay, that little grid comes in so handy. Oops. Yeah, I cut it too close. Ted, burn it. Well, I probably... Oy vey. Let's see. Let's go ahead and erase. Erase the line. Oopsie. Without messing your paper up. Okay, so now we're going to bring it to the page we're doing. And I've decided on this page, which is the back of the first page, I'm going to use my leftover pieces and make a collage page here. So I'm leaving that one blank for right now. So I have where I can center this. I think I can center it with what I'm doing. I might pull it down just a little bit, but I need the top of the door to be within the page. So I'm pulling it down now so I have the top of the door. I can't hardly see the blue on blue. Isn't that funny? Usually it's black you've got a big problem with. I just want to make sure that that is at the top and not over. And so here I'm going to go ahead and make my mark so that it's the same size as the page. Let me cut this off. There we go. A strip left in there. Okay, so now I want my center. So let's just pick a line. And here is my center right there. Okay, so that's going to do just fine underneath. Okay, so now I'm going to cut straight up so that this is a doorway. I want it right on that line. I want it to cut right down through the center of that line. So there we go. So now I have my two doors. Okay. I have my two doors. So what's next? What do we want? This is really pretty. What's on the back of that? I've got all those. So I can put this on here. Let's go ahead and get it cut. So I know it's going to be large enough. Right there. And going to be wide enough. Right there. I didn't take into consideration the other side, you know, the inside piece. I just cut it like I was matting the whole thing. So I didn't cut it where I knew it would fit in between here and here and here. I cut it where it was going to fit between here and here, okay? Just like I was matting the whole piece. That is how I'm cutting it. So now let me find my line again. My lines. So I have this one here and this one here. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this one so I have the biggest part left over. Put that back in my paper stack. And put that in my little pieces. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and tuck this in and bring it let's see, how do I want to do this? I want this flush. Yes. So let's make this flush with the top of the door and make our mark. And then put this piece, make sure it's even on the bottom and of course the top. There. Okay. So now I'm going to cut this out. basically cutting the pencil mark off. Okay. And I might still have to cut more off, because this needs to actually be, well, let's just put it here, see how it's working. Okay, I need to, this one is not working for me. It is not. Okay, try that again. And let me see this here. Yeah. Okay. So, I'm going to take this piece and I'm going to fold it right in half. Line it up. Okay, there it is. And then I'm just going to cut just the very, very fold off of it. That is it. Just the little bit of, see, just like this, just a little bit. And now we should have, if the plan works, a piece that fits on there perfectly. Yes, I'm loving it. Okay, this one is needing a little assistance. Let's see. Huh. If I line that up, I just didn't have that pushed in there well enough, I guess, because it was not straight. But, okay. I'm just going to make a mark. So this needs to come down here. Just a little bit more right there. And I need to cut this right about here. Isn't that funny how one I'm very happy with and one I'm not? Well, I don't know. I guess I'm not very happy with this part. Okay, so you just, you know, you gotta sometimes just keep working it. But it got us really close right off the bat. Okay, so that one's good. And then this one, there we go. Let's pull it back a little bit. Put that there. All right. And then cut this little piece. All right, ink. Yeah, getting this done. I have still got, even though we're getting these pages done, I've got the box to do, and I'm thinking since I keep going, since I keep going to those 12 by 12 pages, I probably need to get that box done before I, you know, keep stealing from the 12 by 12 paper, and then all of a sudden I won't have what I need for the box. So I think that's going to be a really smart move. I want a closure though, and I had, did I pull it out or did I leave it up? I had a die cut that I wanted to use because it looked, and I'm not seeing it in here. I used my fishtail. Huh. Okay. And I might try and use one of my little dobbies there too. Okay. Now what am I going to do? Oh, here it is, right here. I thought this looked kind of seaworthy, kind of ish-esque. So I thought I would cut this out of some coordinating paper. So, do I have any small pieces? Let's see. What's on this one? Okay, this is just a bunch of different things. If I work it really carefully, I can get the fish and the thing. So I'll be back in a second. Okay, so I've done one of them, and I cut, and I'm sorry, I said this was 65-pound Stampin' Up! Paper. It's not. It's, I mean, I said it was 80-pound Stampin' Up! Paper, cardstock, and it's not. It's the Recollection 65-pound. So I am tripling these. If it was 80-pound, I'd only double them, but I am tripling these. Okay, so I inked these already, and they are actually attached, and I just made the little attachment, I just made it look round like the rest of it, and it blends in nicely. So it's not quite as large as the other ones, but unless you're looking really close, you can't really tell. And this is just a 1-inch circle punch, and you can just see the blue, or you know, right through the edges of the scallops, because the scallop, this die is a little bit larger with the scallops on it than my 1-inch. I think that's 1 inch. Yeah, that's 1 inch. Okay, and then I had, and I have these tiny, tiny, tiny little brads. I think they're Tim Holtz mini brads. And anyway, but they fit through the center of the sprocket, which is tiny. So I was able to find those. And I've got some of my green thread. So I'm going to put this through the hole I made in the first one. Yep, I am. Let's see if I can get this end in. That one's kind of... come on. Now you know why I went to see the eye doctor. I can't make the hole much larger because then my brad will just fall right through. And that would not be fun. Fixable, but not fun. I mean, not that big a deal. You just add another piece of paper to the back of it and cut a smaller hole. Okay, so I'm putting, 3 or 4 inches in. And now I'm putting the brad in. Okay. And I'm going to open up the brad, but not push it all the way down. And put my finger where I'm not going to let that thread slide anymore. And I'm going to wrap it around a couple of times onto the brad. There we go. And now I'm going to take and tighten the brad down. And I'm going to put a little bit, stretch, a little bit of, well, do I want to do this? Well, yes, because I still have to stick it through the paper before I do this. I'm so fun. Okay, so hold that for me just a second. Okay, so let's figure out where I want this. And I love that I have the fish. And I think right about here is good. So I'm just going to pop myself a little hole. Don't make it too big. Sometimes this thing pops and really makes a huge one. Okay, so now we're going to put the, let's see if we can get a little bit bigger here. I need that thread to go through. Okay, so we have the thread through. And now that I've opened up the brad tines, it'll be harder getting them in, but there we go. Okay, let's put our little fishy right. Okay, so now we're going to do the opening of the brad about halfway, and then we're going to wrap the thread around a couple times. We're going to tighten it down, and now I can put the tape on there, and that's going to help hold that thread, and we can snip off the end. There we go. Okay, so there is our tie, and it ain't going anywhere. It's very good. Very good. Very, very, very good. And it also looks like it's definitely going to work very nicely. Okay, so now we need to find the center of this, which I'm not very good at for some reason. And we're going to poke a hole here. Come on. There we go. And we're going to put this one through on there. Cool, cool. And we want to match up our hole placement. I'm going to go ahead and take the brad out for a moment. And I want to get this as same distance apart. And up and down. And let's take, I don't think that made a mark. Need something thinner. Alright, done fussing with it. This is where it's going. Okay. So now I can put the brad through here. Before I tighten it down, I don't know what I did with the... Oh, I didn't cut very much off. So I'm going to go ahead and cut a bit of the thread off because I did give myself a bunch of extra. And I'm going to put this around here. Let's go ahead and get the brad just lightly bent over. And we're going to tie this thread up underneath, which gives you a spacer. And then we're going to come on this side and tie underneath. I'm not pulling super tight, and then I'm just going to go ahead and make a knot. There we go. Okay, and then we're going to cut these off, which I hope these scissors will do. I don't know how I ended up with all my good scissors everywhere else. And we want to cut these off so that they won't stick out. Okay. Now, let's push this down, and I want to set this up just like that. Okay, and I'm going to put a little piece of tape on that one so it stays just the way I want it. And there we go. Okay, now let's glue these down on our doors, and I have inked all around, and I'm going to go ahead and take off the backing. Sorry if I go off camera. I'm trying very hard not to. And get it right down the center. There we go. And I had this little piece of cog that I guess it was broken off in the package that I got, that I put on the shop. And but it's going to be perfect, I think, just to have a little extra something. Pull that around so it's coming out this side. Just a little extra something on there. And I think I will use the art glitter glue because Fabri-Tac makes such a mess. We just got to give it a chance to dry. So I'm just going to lay it right down across there, just to give it that little steampunky look that we're wanting to continue throughout our little book here. But anyway, so I think at some point not too far future, I'm going to be kind of putting this aside and doing the box. And then I'm going to try and finish this, the book itself, and then I'm going to do the miniatures for the display. Let's see where we're at here. So let's get you up a little closer. And there we go. Beautimous. Beautimous. Okay. So now we have our piece. And we want this to come right up to the top. Okay. And now, because I'm wrapping it around the sides of the page, it's not going to meet in the middle, but that's perfectly fine because you've got the nice closure that is going to make it even more interesting. And then all we're going to do is cut off the bottom where we need it to be cut off. Okay, so that is the page. I think it turned out really cute. Really cute. Okay, so that's right here. And I have decided that on these waves, I am going to put my stringed iridescent sequins. And then on the waves with this on it, these type of waves, I'm going to put the blue lace. And I think that's going to come out and look really cute. The iridescent is just, you know, very shiny. Now the first one you won't really see because of the cover, but then you'll see each other of the other ones. But yeah, I think those iridescent sequins are just adorable on there. And when else am I going to use them? I bought them to sell in the shop like 2 years ago, and I got this paper at about the same time. Yeah, it takes me that long to get through. Oh, this is my strip for the... And so it was like, oh, why is this? Oh, because that's not glued down. Let me put a little bit of glue right there and get that glued down. I must have missed putting a little bit of glue on that side. Okay, so now here is my page, and let's go ahead and see what I need. And I have just enough room left to get those sequins on. With the door opening, it might be a little funky though, so I might have to put the sequins up, you know, a little bit higher. Okay, so I'm going to cut this down like it's just going to mat the whole bottom. Alright, so I'm going to cut that off. Whoop, Dad, burn it. Excuse me and my mouth. Those are my cuss words. Oh gosh. Okay, so now I need to ink this. And then I have this little strip, which is the same green that's all around. And I'm going to put this right at the bottom. So it just kind of frames the whole piece with that green. Excuse me. So that is our plan. And I like that these little corners show with the rounded door. Okay, that's done. Let me just get a little bit. Oh, excuse me. All right. Okay, I think we've got it all covered. Okay, so we're going to go ahead. Before we do the door, let's go ahead and attach this to our bottom. And you can't even see what I'm doing. Yeah, we're gonna, I know, I moved my board. That's what the problem was. I had to find those little teeny brads, so I had to pour a bunch of brads out. So I moved my board down to get them all onto my hand, and then I never moved the board back up. That was my problem. I'm just going to put a little thin bit of glue right down here. There we go. And just follow the edge. So there we go. Okay, cut that off. And I got this piece off of this side. That piece of paper where I had already cut into it. All right, then let's get our doors, unattach them, and we're going to slide them on a little bit, top and bottom. Let me make sure. Yeah, see, this is going from the top to the bottom of the page, of this page, and I love that. So you just have to make sure that when you're placing these, that you're getting them exactly where you want them. Okay, and then let's flip that over. And do the same thing with the other one. I'm just going to line it right up. Flip her over. My string out of the way. Okay, check it again. So the doors go all the way to the bottom and stop all the way at the top. And I'm bringing it all the way over on this side because I have to have room over here for my sequins. Okay. Where are my sequins? Right here. Bring it where it's supposed to be. I'm not laying them right. I'm just laying them down where they're going to be, but they're upside down. Oh yeah, that'll work. That'll work, I think. I think we'll be fine. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and lay this down. Let me go ahead and close this so it's easier and not having flapping doors. And that's way too much string. Oh, yeah. That's, wow. Okay. All right. right down to the bottom and all along the edge there. Now let's open this up. That's a lot of rounds. Let's open this up and really get this down. There we go. And I still have to, don't know. Some of these papers have little, I don't know what I got on them. I still have to do the inside. And I just use this. And let's see, what are we going to use on the inside? Actually love using this, but what do I have that I can use that will be lovely? Lovely. So I have this, or I have this. Do I like the dark on there? I don't know. And then there's this one. And there's polka dots. Oh, this might be nice. There's the orange. Or this darker orange. Oh, I like the darker orange. Okay. So I will be doing this with the darker orange. And I'm going to do the exact same thing. Let's see, where did I cut this off at so I don't have to waste any paper. Don't want to waste any paper. Where's my pencil? Where'd the pencil go? Right there. Okay, so it's just going to be this long. I'm not going to cut this off. I'm just going to set it down right along the edge of the paper and matching the mark. And then as soon as I can start, I'm just going to go around like this. And then I'm going to flip it. And where I feel like I've made kind of a match to this. Where's my mark? Oh, it's not on this side of the page, because that's definitely going to help me. Right? Is that it? No. Right here. Yeah. Right there. Okay. So, let's get it down to there. And move it. That looks good right about there. Pull it out just a little bit more and bring it around. I hope so anyway. At least I have the top curve. Okay. So let's see how well I've done here. I'm going to cut. What is that? 17 minutes. Okay. I think I can get this done in that time. Yay! Okay, so I'm going to fold this in half, just like I did with the other one. Just line it up really carefully. That lines up pretty darn nicely. Very good. So this will be on this side, and this will be on this side. Looks like I might have it a little bit too long, but we're going to leave it. I'm going to cut just the edge off of this. There we go. So, we have, let's see. Wait a minute. Oh, that is way too small. Way too small. And that's not even the side I want. Oh no, it's okay. Yeah, that's okay. That's okay. I'm just gonna have to shorten it. But anyway, that you guys see how I cut that. So that will be my inside. And then this page is done. It's, I will at some point figure out how I want to cut this. And I kind of like having, you know, quite a few pieces going around. So yeah, there we go. So another page done on here. There's a lot of pages in this book, and I will be doing some of them without you. But yeah, there we go. They're going to get a lot easier for me as they get bigger. You can just do more regular scrapbooky stuff to me. Yeah, as these get bigger and bigger and larger and humongouser. But yeah, we're getting there. We are getting there. So now the only thing I have to do, and I have enough time, and I'm going to go ahead and put my bead of glue of my Fabri-Tac right along the edge of the paper where the wave is. And then I'm going to place my sequins down. Place those sequins down. I don't want them covering up the waves, but I want them at the waves. I'm going to have to pull it up just a little bit because that will impede my door. Of course, now that I've wrapped this all around, I got to open it back up again. Oh, yeah, I still will be able to open my door with those right where they are. Lovely. Okay, so let me cut this off. And I'm kind of going to the one that's hanging off and then skipping one, going down to the next one. And then I can just kind of pull that one off and just catch those threads. So we don't have a bunch of unraveling. Okay, so now let me show you. Go ahead and shut this. Because now you'll kind of be able to see. trying not to hit my... There. Now you'll be able to see the pattern that we're going to have. I love it. I love it. I love it. Okay, guys. I'm so excited about this. This is going to be so pretty. Okay. Alrighty. Well, that is it for today, guys. Thank you so much for joining me. And until next time, have a wonderful day. Be kind to each other. Take care of each other in our little community. And I hope you make something you love. Bye.